Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my review and first impressions of the 32-piece cosmetic makeup brush set by USpicy. I think that's how you say it, USpicy. And I got this on Amazon and this was £14.99. I decided to buy these makeup brushes. They're a cheap alternative to, getting makeup brushes, and I decided to buy them to try them out for myself and, to share with you guys to see whether it's worth actually just getting the cheap alternative, or is it worth paying a little bit extra for a bit more quality. I used the brushes today to do my makeup. I didn't use all 32, but I used a few. So I'm just going to give you my honest review today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit in depth about the brushes, see what I think. So this is the box that they actually came in. So they came in an Amazon box, and then they also came in this box. And when you open up this box, inside you get this case thing, and this contains all the brushes. So when you open this case up, you get all of the brushes. Here are the 32 makeup brushes. Whoa, I know. So each one is individually wrapped. It's got a plastic bit on the bottom and a harder plastic thing to protect the actual brush. Now, the only thing that really annoyed me when I first opened this box was that none of the brushes have the names of what they do on them. So, Real Techniques have written on them contour brush or domed shadow brush, stuff like that. None of these brushes have written on them what they are. There was no piece of paper to say what each brush was. So what I did was I looked on the Amazon page where I bought it, and actually in the product description it has a brief list of what each brush is. So anyway, I'm going to start now. I'm going to start with this one. This is number 30. This, according to the Amazon website, was classed as a powder brush, but I used this today to do my liquid foundation because there was no other brush in the set that could have been used for foundation, you know what I mean? So even though it was a powder brush, and it's probably not the best brush to use, I thought it was okay. I applied my foundation with it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Real Techniques buffing brush. But I don't love that one anyway, the Real Techniques one. I don't use that to apply my foundation anyway, so I don't know. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it, but it did apply my foundation well. There was no harsh lines, it was blended out, no streaks. It was really soft on my skin. I did like it, and I probably would use it again. But comparing it to my favourite foundation brush, which is the Real Techniques stippling brush, I don't know, I think I still prefer the Real Techniques one. Okay, so next up I did my under eye concealer. So usually when I do my under eye concealer, I use the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I blend it out using that. However, this set claimed to come with about 4 different concealer brushes, roughly. But the concealer brushes are like this, and seriously, this is the biggest concealer brush. So I thought, okay, let's just use it. I think that they just meant, for spots and stuff. I don't think that this was meant for highlighting, under eye concealer and stuff like that. But I used it anyway, just because it was classed as a concealer brush. I thought, let's just use it. I wasn't thrilled by this brush. It was way too small. If this had been bigger, then I would have liked it, you know what I mean? But there was no other brushes that could have been used for concealer. It wasn't great. I wouldn't use it again for concealer. This is probably something that I would use to apply lipstick. Okay, so next up I moved on to my eyes. So I started to apply a little bit of eyeshadow, and I used the brush number 21 as my eyeshadow crease brush. It was okay. The only thing was, it's flat. Seriously, it is flat. There is no roundness to it. So it was I don't know, it was okay for my crease, but it wasn't the best. I went in with the number 19, which is still classed as an eyeshadow brush. I applied the eyeshadow to the lid with this one, and this was perfectly fine. This was, although it was flat, it did the job. It was perfectly fine to apply the eyeshadow to the eyelid. And then I went in with the number 24, which was this one. It's a bit more rounded, it's a bit bigger, a bit fluffier. And I just used this to kind of blend out any harsh lines that I had. This was okay, like I found this okay, even though it was a bit more flat than I wanted it to be. So I only used 3 of the eyeshadow brushes. Can't say that I was thrilled by the eyeshadow brushes. I don't know, there's a lot more eye brushes in the set that I haven't even used yet, so I don't know. But out of the 3 that I did use, I wasn't thrilled. And I would use them again, definitely, but comparing them to the Real Techniques brushes or the Sigma brushes, they don't compare, to be honest. But if you are on a budget, then I would go for it. Okay, so after I did my eyes, I just applied my eyeliner and my mascara without any brushes. Then I went in to contour my face, but I just used a bronzer. I didn't want to use anything too heavy to contour my face, so just use a bronzer. And to do this, I used the number 27, which is the angled contour brush. This was really good. So yeah, I used this one to use the bronzer on my face, on my cheekbones, and I really liked this. This was really good. It was easy to blend in, didn't give any harsh lines or anything. It was really easy to use. I really liked it. I liked that it was angled as well, whereas, you know, the Real Techniques contour brush isn't angled, but this made it actually easier. So I actually think that I preferred this to the Real Techniques contour brush. But honestly, I really liked this. So this is probably like one of my favorites out of this set. Okay, so then after I contoured my face, I wanted to apply some blush. So I used this, which was number 31. This is a powder brush according to the list. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Real Techniques multitask brush. Really easy to use. I love this. Like, honestly, this is really big. It's got a really big head. It blended out the blush. It didn't have too much on the brush. I really liked it. This does actually come really close to the Real Techniques one. Some of these brushes really surprised me. Okay, then finally I went in to highlight my face. And there are 2 highlighting brushes in this set. There's a smaller one and a larger fan brush. So I used the smaller one on this side of my face and the larger one on this side of my face, just to see if there was any comparison or how they applied. I love this. Like, this was so soft, so gentle. Applied the product, didn't pack it on, it wasn't cakey, it was nice, blended out, it gave me the subtle glow, subtle highlight. I really like this one. Similarly, I love this larger one as well. Like, they both work just as well as each other, to be honest. So the last few brushes that I've been talking about, including these, I've really been impressed with. They really shocked me, to be honest. I didn't think that I would like some of these brushes as much as I have. So yeah, those were all the brushes that I used for this demo and my first impression and everything. Kind of got an idea of how I feel about this set. I'm going to give it a rating out of 10. I think I'd probably give it a 6 or 7 out of 10. Comparing that to the likes of Real Techniques or the likes of Sigma and stuff like that. There are better brushes out there. Like, I don't think that I would choose to use some of these brushes over Real Techniques. Like, the eye brushes I was not thrilled by. Some of the brushes, like, they haven't, you know, made me go woo, you know what I mean? But the contour brush, I would definitely use that over the Real Techniques brushes. They are a dupe for the Real Techniques brushes, but at the end of the day, obviously I would choose Real Techniques over these. But if you are on a budget, you know what I mean? This is the set to go for. I'm really impressed with it. I am kind of glad that I bought them. I am going to use the brushes, but at the end of the day, obviously Real Techniques is better. This is just the cheaper alternative. I'll put the link on Amazon to this down in the description box for you guys if you feel like buying them, if you want to check them out, see how you feel. There are other ones on Amazon. There's loads of different type of makeup brush sets, but this is just the one that I went for. So yeah, I hope that you liked this video, guys. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you can see my next video. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all soon. Bye!